Hello and welcome into a Monday edition of Gold and Blue Now. I'm Chip Fontanazza. Well, Dana Holgorsen is still searching for 2 more coaches to complete his staff. Over the weekend, he made one hire official, bringing in Joe DeForest, the former special teams coordinator at Oklahoma State, to either be the defensive coordinator or the co-defensive coordinator. He hasn't named his position yet, but DeForest has signed a 3-year deal worth $500,000 annually. Just to tell you how much that is, Jeff Castile, the former defensive coordinator who left for the University of Arizona, was set to make $450,000 this upcoming year. That was according to the Dominion Post. And of course, you can follow WVMetroNews.com for all the news going on with the coaching hires at West Virginia. Moving on to some more football news, ticket renewals for season ticket holders are set to be sent out sometime in March, but first the Mountaineer ticket office doesn't know what the Mountaineer schedule is going to be because they still haven't settled that lawsuit yet with the Big East. Now, West Virginia is scheduled to move into the Big 12 Conference next year, and both President James Clemens and WVU Athletic Director Oliver Luck have been very adamant that West Virginia is going to be in the Big 12 Conference next year. Now, for the sports marketing department, this doesn't make too much of a difference, and sports marketing director Matt Wells says it's just more of a waiting game for them to get the schedule and everything else set to go for next year.
You don't know what your schedule is going to look like officially at this point. There's certainly, I think it's safe to say, different options that are out there of what schedules would look like based upon how things end up in terms of conference affiliation for 2012-13. But you don't know that. You don't know the dates. So those are the types of things that we typically have before we put the season ticket packages out.
Moving on to basketball now. Last year's Capital Classic is a game that West Virginia really doesn't want to remember. They ended up losing to Marshall, and now the game is coming around again this year. And it's the final non-conference game for West Virginia. Marshall comes in 4-0, coming off of a big win against Central Florida. And WVU head coach Bob Huggins says that he likes this matchup, but he doesn't like the timing of it.
I think playing a Marshall game in the middle of the conference season is a disaster. I mean, it doesn't help either team. They won last year and then went and got just drilled the next game out. It's not. It ought to be in a preseason. It should not be where it is.
And we will have more coverage this week of the Capital Classic on our website, WVMetroNews.com. Remember, you can follow us on both Facebook and on Twitter for any coaching moves that are happening at West Virginia or just any news in West Virginia sports in general. For this edition of Gold and Blue Now, I'm Chip Fontanazza.